Hello. Welcome to Rise and Bust. In today's episode, we will see another rise and bust story. We will analyze how it rose to glitter success, and then we will understand the mistakes that led to its downfall. And just to let you know, we post well-analyzed and real rise and fall stories. Stories of companies and people that once ruled the world, but then busted for small mistakes or series of mistakes. If you are interested in similar stories, then do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Now relax and enjoy the story, and let us know in the comments what you learned today.
The corporate headquarters of the Japanese multinational conglomerate Hitachi Ltd. Are in Chiyoda, Tokyo. It is the parent firm of the Hitachi Group and was a member of the Nissan Zaibatsu, the FU Group, and DKB Group of enterprises before Fuji Bank and DKB, the mainstay of the FU Group, combined to become the Mizuho Financial Group. Across 2020, Hitachi will operate in various industries, including infrastructure, IT, and big data technologies like AI and the Internet of Things. Hitachi is featured on the Tokyo Stock Market and Nagoya Stock Exchange, and the Nikkei 225 and Topix Core 30 economic indicators include its Tokyo listing. Chapter 1. Rise of Hitachi. In 1910, Namihei Odaira, an electrical engineer, established Hitachi in Ibaraki Prefecture. The company's first product was a 4-kilowatt, 5-horsepower, wiring device designed for resource extraction in mines. The company began as a venture of Fusenosuke Kuhara's mining enterprise in Hitachi. Odaira moved its headquarters to Tokyo. The demolition of many of the industry's plants by Allied air assaults during World War II and subsequent conflicts significantly impacted the firm. Odaira, the company's founder, was sacked. As a result, Hitachi Zosen was created. A strike in 1950 made it more difficult for Hitachi to recover after the war. Meanwhile, Hitachi decided to go public in 1949. Hitachi went global soon. It started production in various countries, including Soviet Union, Europe, and other parts. The Baku factory was established under the license of Japanese company Hitachi. The Soviet Union started to produce air conditioners in 1975. Volumes of production of air conditioners in the USSR were small, about 500,000 per year. However, air conditioners were a matter of great pride for people. Mainly window air conditioners were produced based on demand. Most of the output was exported, earning Hitachi good reputation. Between 2006 and 2010, Hitachi lost about $12.5 billion, making it the most major corporate incomplete in Japanese history. As a result, Hitachi has been obliged to restructure and sell several of its divisions and operations. This process is expected to be finished in 2021. The Hitachi Corporation undertook a significant change after suffering a record annual deficit in 2009 and shortly turned a profit. Despite the firm reporting a high $4 billion net profit in March 2012, Hitachi, Japan, a city of 190,000 people and the traditional hub of Hitachi manufacturing, has seen little of this windfall, according to the New York Times. In truth, the city has been severely harmed by Hitachi's corporate rebirth. The only traces of the city's once vibrant domestic sector are vacant factories and a high unemployment rate. The city's demise, in many respects, reflects the sobering economic realities that the Japanese electronics sector must deal with. Titans like Panasonic, Hitachi, and Sony have seen their revenues drop over the past 10 years due to increased price-depressing rivalry from Taiwan and South Korea. Meanwhile, the strong yen has increased corporate costs nationwide and made it more difficult for Hitachi to export its products. Chapter 2. Fall of Hitachi. At the peak of the global economic crisis in 2009, when Hitachi recorded a whopping $9.2 billion deficit, disaster appeared near. However, the company finally recovered by reducing expenses and streamlining processes. Hitachi has reduced or sold off some of its less lucrative industries since Hiroaki Nakanishi assumed the position of president and CEO in 2010, including its national television and hard disk drives and drive businesses. Hitachi and Western Digital agreed in March 2011 to sell HGST, a hard disk drive manufacturer, to Western Digital for approximately $4.3 billion in stocks and cash. Toshiba acquired the 3.5-inch HDD business of Hitachi in response to EU Commission and Federal Trade Commissioners' worries about a WD and Seagate technology duopoly. The transaction was done in March 2012. As in September 2012, they announced the development of a quartz glass-based long-term storage device for information capable of storing data. In October 2012, Hitachi and E.ON and RWE agreed to buy HNP, the nuclear energy company with plans to build a total of 6 atomic plants in the UK, for approximately £700 million. In November 2012, they agreed to operate the thermal power generation activities into a joint venture managed 35% by Hitachi and 65% by Mitsubishi. MHPS is a venture that began operations in 2014. In October 2015, Hitachi and Johnson Controls decided to form a partnership to take over Hitachi's HVAC division. Hitachi held 40% of the resulting company. In May 2016, Hitachi made an announcement of a $2.8 billion investment in its IoT efforts. Following the Fukushima Daiichi disaster that happened in 2011 and the protracted temporary suspension of most Japanese nuclear power reactors, Toshiaki Higashihara, CEO of Hitachi, said in 2016 that Japan needs to explore combining numerous rival nuclear enterprises because Hitachi's nuclear industry was becoming unprofitable. In 2016, Hitachi would take off an anticipated $65 billion worth of a joint operation with General Electric to enrich uranium using Silex technology. In February 2017, Honda and Hitachi collaborated to develop, manufacture, or market electric automobile motors. As of 2017, the private equity firm KKR bought the semiconductor equipment arm of Hitachi Kokusai, a Hitachi division, giving Kokusai Electric a boost. In 2019, Applied Materials would pay KKR $2.2 billion to acquire Kokusai Electric. The arrangement was later cancelled in 2021. After losing 1% of its market share in 2018, Hitachi decided to stop selling televisions in Japan and instead offer Sony TVs through the dealer network. Zoomdata and Hitachi INS Software launched their cooperation in 2018 to help expand Japan's substantial data analytics sector. At the end of the year, December 2018, Hitachi announced it will purchase 80% of ABB Limited for $6.4 billion, renaming it Hitachi ABB Grids. The company was relaunched as Hitachi Energy in October 2021. Hitachi employed nearly 400,000 individuals at one time. Today, only 323,500 people remain, with 33% of them residing abroad. In the past 10 years, the population of Hitachi has decreased by around 20%, while manufacturing employment has decreased by about 20% due to this more international strategy. 2008 saw the city's only department store closure, and there was only a movie theater. Between 2008 and 2018, Hitachi reduced the amount of its public group and subsidiary companies from 22 to 4 and approximately 400 to 202 through restructuring and divestitures. It plans to focus on infrastructural and IT maintenance. In 2019, they sold its radiology share to Fujifilm for approximately $1 billion. Showa Denko purchased Hitachi Chemical and other stockholders for $42.97 per every share. Until that date, Hitachi Chemical was considered the group's core component. Furthermore, Hitachi suspended Horizon Nuclear Power's ABWR construction because it lacked the commercial logic to proceed. According to reports, The negotiations between Honda and Hitachi to merge their four automotive parts companies, Nissan, Showa, and Keihin, started in October 2019. Consequently, Hitachi Astemo will be integrated as a mega supplier in January 2021. In July 2020, Hitachi and Hyperdrive, a UK-based maker of lithium-ion batteries, signed an exclusive agreement to sell rechargeable battery trains to the country. Hitachi abandoned plans to develop nuclear power units in Wales and Gloucestershire in September 2020 due to financial concerns raised by COVID-19. Within the same week, Hitachi Capital decided to be bought by Mitsubishi, a former rival and business partner that invested in the Hitachi firm in 2016 and was Hitachi Capital's second-largest investor. The reorganization plan is expected to separate Hitachi Construction Machinery and Hitachi Metals, the group's final surviving listed businesses. Hitachi sold a 60% share to Turkish Arslik in December for $300 million. OPG announced in December 2021 that GE Hitachi had been chosen to build at the Darlington site in Ontario 2 BWRX-300 reactors, Canada. For the design, plan, and create license material for the building of Canada's first SMR, which is scheduled to go into service in 2028, OPG and GE Hitachi will work together. Chapter 3. Lessons to learn from the rise and fall of Hitachi. Hitachi intends to streamline operations in the future further, raising the possibility of more domestic job losses. For his part, Nakanishi admits it's painful to close plants and lay off employees, but he maintains that it's essential to the sustainability of his business. He told The Times that closing facilities in Japan is a significant matter, and we don't take reductions lightly. But to restart growth, we must rid anything that isn't profitable. We must take action quickly. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. You can also visit our website riseandbust.com for more videos and stories like this.